Hey folks, so I wanted to do this quick video as a channel update and to let you know that you have to pay attention to what you're doing. Not paying attention costs you money. Good boy, Hunter. Good boy, Hunter. One of the things that I've done recently is my friend Mike has a Samurai as well. He works hard a lot, doesn't have a whole lot of spare time, but he does a lot of research and he buys things that he feels he needs for his Samurai. One of the things he bought was a Toyota 4K carburetor. All the Samurai guys on the Facebook and a lot of the forums all rave how well this 4K carburetor works. This, I do believe, this is a Weber. A lot of folks believe that the Weber carburetors put too much fuel. You can see by the size of the ports, put too much fuel into the carburetor. You know, I'm not a smart enough person to dispute any of that. So what we did was we put the Toyota 4K carburetor on Mike's Samurai. Okay. That is the Toyota 4K. It's different shaped. It's kind of shaped the same. This is a stock factory Suzuki air breather that will go right on top. And a lot of what they say is true. That they say it was plug and play, meaning you put it on and it will work. We had to do some modifications to the bottom plate. Well, actually this one would show, no, I guess it won't. These are Weber plates and yeah, they're totally different. We had to do some modifications to the bottom plate that the carburetor sits on. But that's basically it. Put studs in the intake and it bolted right on. Well, the Samurai was warm the day that we installed it, so boom, it started right up and purred like a kitten. Yesterday we came out here, it was down to like 20 something yesterday. It's pretty chilly in here, and it's manual choke. He had a manual choke cable. It didn't want to start. It just wasn't all that great. Part two is you have to pay attention to what you're doing. This here is an XRC winch controller, brand spanking new from Smittybuilt off of Amazon. 25 bucks delivered. Free shipping. The reason I have a brand new one is this one. This is where the oh crap comes in. I have a red or a cloth bag that I carry in my toe straps, my wrench controller and things, because I have an 8K winch on my trailer to tow up dead vehicles. Took this out of the winch, out of the bag that carries the straps, laid it on the trailer with my gloves, not these gloves, a pair of leather gloves. Went and strapped the vehicle down, a friend of mine was repossessing a vehicle he had sold on payments. The guy worked on it and didn't pay him, so he went and got it back. So I took this and laid it on the trailer, not realizing this was hanging over the edge of the trailer. Went and strapped it all down, did not do a walk around prior to leaving, got back in the vehicle and left. When we got home, I went to grab the winch controller out of the back of the truck, out of the bag. It wasn't in the bag. It was dragging on the ground, and this is all that's left of the controller. I got angry with myself. Couldn't afford it, but went in the house and immediately ordered a brand new one for $25 due to the fact that I made that mistake. And I needed to punish myself for doing it. So I punished myself by spending the money on something that was just carelessness. Carelessness. That's all it was. Carelessness. Always do a walk around. Make sure you got everything picked up, because this is what it does. It costs you money. Now, an update on camping with the Campbells. Sue and I are good parents. Some of y'all may argue the point that we take things too far because we have adult children with their children living in our household, and we are paying the rent and the electric and the... I'm not going to say we pay the cell phone bill, because I offered to get all my kids cell phones if they pay what it costs to get the cell phone. So they do. They do. They pay their cell phone bill. When I had my daughter here, she paid $800 a month, well, $600 a month rent and $200 for her phone bill. The other kids pay rent and cell phone bill. Well, being a good dad, that every time I hear a grandkid say, go get this for me, go get that, I need this, I need that. Mom doesn't have money, Dad doesn't have money. Grandpa figures out a way to come up with money. It's never a lot, but it's enough to throw our budget out in a bind. And I did that. We were taking 3 vehicles to go out and do family adventures to where we could create memories. You all have to do that. And the expense got too much. Grandpa paying for all the gas. So I went and picked up a 15-passenger van, increased my payouts every month, another $300 a month, knowing that the kids would be here and I would be able to have their income that they're paying for rent to help pay for that payment. Well, every family has problems. Crap happens. And that's what happened. And my daughter and her boyfriend and their kids moved out. That left I struggle with this because I call Carrie my daughter. Because that's the way I take her, as my daughter, and Stephen as my son. So my son and daughter are still here with their 2 kids. Great kids, love them to death. They'll do anything that they can within their limits to help. But it's just not enough, you know? It's just not enough. Well, that being the case, there's bills we're not able to pay. There's things that I'm doing that we just can't afford, so I have to quit. So we quit everything. We have the camper. My transmission went out of my truck. I still need to put money in the truck. I have nothing I can sell because everything's used as collateral for a loan to get the van, to get my truck, to get my camper, to get Sue's wheeler. So it's going to be a little while before we can actually do what we want. I've been doing a lot of research on school buses. I really want to do a school bus build. To me, the safety on a school bus is so much better than a Class A motorhome. I still want to go wheeling. I have a Samurai and Sue has a Tracker. She loves wheeling on her own. She doesn't do the kind of wheeling I like to do, but she loves it. And that's where I've got to go. I've got to be able to figure out how I can carry a 30-foot trailer with 2 rigs on it. My truck can tow it with the camper. Mama doesn't like the camper. It's not enough room. She doesn't like climbing up into the bed. So the only other alternative would be to get a short, stubby 5th wheel and put it on a long frame and carry 1 wheeler. or a Class A diesel that will pull that 30-foot trailer with 2 rigs on it. So that's where we're kind of going. The problem with Class A diesels that have enough power to pull that rig, they're Class A's, they don't have enough power. We can't afford that. But I can afford a school bus, and then over time build a school bus, and that's where we're at. So for a channel update, I'll recap real quick and then I'll call it quits because this is getting to a long video. It's going to take us a little bit longer to get where we want to be. I've got to earn a little bit more cash flow coming in. What sucks is, like working on Mike's Samurai, I love doing it, but I can only do it so many hours a day. I just physically can't do it. So I appreciate everybody that's subscribed to our channel, and I want you to know that if anybody else knew, I'm going to still be putting stuff out. I just don't know when or what. I've become more physically declined in my abilities, so I can't do a lot of the automotive videos that I've always liked doing, but I'm going to try to do as many as I can. It just takes me time to do them is all. An update on the Ion, it's out in the field. We're going to sell it. We're not going to put a motor in it because we don't have the $500 or $600 to buy another motor. That would be a great car for somebody. It's got new tires, new starter, new alternator, new belts, but it needs the motor put in it. It needs a motor to be replaced, and so, but it would be a great car. We've got it out in the field. Our plan was to put a motor in it, but we haven't. We picked since then. The S10 International project. It's getting scrapped. Yesterday I wanted to build it. Today I'm not going to build it. I don't want to spend the money on it because I can put that money into a bus, which is what I'd rather have. I got to get Sue's Samurai tracker in here and start the bumpers on it. I will be putting videos out on building the bumpers.